Galbraith roll-off hoist, safety and operations. Warning: before operating the equipment, be sure the area is clear of people. Warning: before operating the equipment, check the area for low power lines and/or any other obstructions which may interfere with the hoist operations. Warning: never operate equipment which is damaged and/or improperly maintained. Note: the smallest crack must be repaired. Warning: always operate the equipment within its rated capacity. Warning: before operating the equipment, study the entire manual and become properly trained with the equipment before attempting to operate the equipment. Respect yourself, others, and the equipment. Use safe working habits and common sense when operating the equipment. Failure to follow these items may result in damage to the equipment and/or to persons. Loading a container. Align the hoist rails with the long sills on the container. Back the truck up as squarely as possible to the container. Allow 3 to 4 feet between the hoist and the container. Allow 8 to 9 feet for extendable tail model. Put the transmission in neutral and engage the PTO. Extend the tail on extendable tail models. Raise the hoist till the tail touches the ground. Do not allow the hoist tail to lift the truck up by raising the hoist after the tail is touching the ground. Set the truck brakes. Retract the winch cylinder and connect the cable to the container hook. Danger: check to be sure the cable connection is securely attached and in good working condition. Release the truck brakes. Pull the container onto the hoist, allowing the truck to roll under the container. Caution: be absolutely sure the container long sills are lined up on the hoist properly. Note: container front roller ahead of hoist rear hinge point. Note: container long sills and hoist rails in line with each other. Continue pulling the container onto the hoist. After the container front rollers are ahead of the hoist rear hinge point, lower the hoist enough to keep the container long sills and hoist rails in line and even with each other. Note: the center of gravity is past the rear hinge point of the hoist. Lower the hoist when the center of gravity of the container is forward of the rear hinge and continue pulling the container forward until it is securely locked into the front stops. Caution: do not attempt to power the hoist down before the center of gravity of the container is past the rear hinge point of the hoist. This can cause excessive stress, loss of control, and/or damage to the equipment. In addition to front stops, container and hoist should always have a rear container hold-down device. Disengage the PTO and relieve all pressure in the system before driving away. Danger: the container and hoist must be equipped with the proper front stops and rear hold-downs. The container specifications must match the hoist specifications. The container and hoist must be in good working condition. Non-compliance could result in damage to the equipment and/or injury to persons. Dumping the container. Caution: before raising the hoist, observe both sides of the hoist for personnel. Do not raise the hoist if anyone's close enough to be hit should the hoist tip over. Also, observe for any personnel that may be heading into the area during the dumping operation. Review all of the following items as a guideline to perform the dumping operation. These items do not exhaust every situation, which may occur, but are intended to promote proper operation when combined with safe working habits and common sense. Dump site. The area should be level, solid, and clear of obstacles. Check for overhead clearances such as power lines. Dumping the container. In the down position, open the tailgate and secure the door in the open position using the chain provided on the container door. Engage PTO and raise the hoist until the load slides out. Caution: in the event that all of the load is not discharged or it becomes necessary to move the unit forward, the hoist and the container must be lowered to the full down or travel position prior to any forward movement of the truck. Always keep the tires properly and evenly inflated. Unloading a container. Set the truck brakes. Raise the hoist high enough to allow the container to move rearward. Lower the container. Release the truck brakes. Continue lowering the container, allowing the truck to roll out from under the container. Caution: if the container being unloaded is heavy, feather the control valve to slow the downward movement of the container. Do not allow the front of the container to hit the ground abruptly. Failure to do so can result in damage to the container. This confidential presentation, depictions, representations, and instructions are the confidential copyrighted material of Galbraith LLC 2013. Distribution is strictly limited to the recipient for authorized use only. The recipient shall not share, disclose, copy, or use this material for any unauthorized use and shall return this document to Galbraith upon request. All rights reserved by Galbraith, including the right to modify, amend, or discontinue the terms and/or contents at any time with or without notice.